we are live. Alright, so it is now early in the morning. Think 4 a.m.
Pre-dawn. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not even light out. Okay.
Everyone except for the people that are on guard duty on the ship is asleep.
Okay. I would have probably, if you'd allowed it, asked if Fernir would take the early morning guard shift. That way, somebody I trust is up and I can alert her what I'm doing.
That is no problem.
I mean, I probably trust everybody, but she's one that I don't want it to be Hottie because I don't want it on his conscience if I go off doing something. So I'll get up and actually do the morning prayers. Well, not so much prayers, but literally talking to Heka. And a question with that, since this is the first time I've been around other worshippers, have I noticed anybody else's, like, when my brother said he was more of an offensive warrior style caster and stuff, he was more prone to violence. Did I actually get to see him cast any spells, or just see his holy symbol?
You only saw his holy symbol.
Okay, because I'm going to start trying. If I see anybody casting, I want to see if their versions are different than how I channel it. Because it might have been a slip up on either part. Xerxes has always thought of Heka as a primarily female deity, whereas his brother was saying he, and I think that's a really interesting dynamic, especially being a god. They could be anything. But it made Xerxes doubt, is this the same person for sure? What is it or anything? I will take part of my morning routine. I will reduce one component amount for Find Familiar if I made to turn her into... Oh, have I seen rats or mice in Planktown?
No. You do
Okay,
see
I
a lot
wasn't
of
sure.
seagulls here.
Okay, well, she's been a seagull. I was looking for something small and that could get around the house fairly easily. Let's turn her into a spider, just something simple. If there aren't mice and rats around, I don't want to turn her into one and then her get eaten by something.
Yeah, no, there's not. You haven't seen any at least.
Okay.
Maybe they are there, but you haven't seen them.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That means that the cats are winning the war.
At least here they are. But you haven't seen any
Hey.
cats here either, with the exception of Shamao.
Shamao, yeah, because Hori's not even here, is he?
Yeah, you left him in the other town to keep him safe.
Yeah, he's with McElvin. Okay, so I've got that. I will get all my stuff prepped for the day, and knowing I'm debating wearing my armor now because I did look up half plate and it does give disadvantage on stealth. The others said it didn't, but I thought it did, and it does. So I will just put on my leather, so my armor class will be lower. It'll be a 17 instead of a 19.
All right.
Because yeah, it's still here on my character sheet. I thought I kept my leathers. No reason to get rid of them. And I'm just going to take the necessities, like any of my diamonds, because not like I can use it or anything. Okay, they'll be left behind, and a few other... drops it to 16. Let me see, 12, 13. Yeah, armor class 16, yep. But any of my valuables that, if I get caught doing something, have no use to me, stuff will get left behind, if that's okay with you. The scroll of sending, I am going to tuck the crown on and try to... It's kind of difficult to pull a hood over it, but kind of tuck it away a little bit. Because I actually want to use that to talk to my brother at some point as well. And might as well take my potions. I'll leave the bladed rope, the key to the Homan, Tabras. Just going through my list here of stuff. Like, I collect a lot of weird crap. Medallion I won't take. Component. Jewelry, diamond. Okay, I think I've got all of my gear, and I guess I was told a rough area where his house was, but that was really it.
Yes. Was a
So
lot, but I said it's one of the descriptions was they gave you the area and said it was the biggest house in the area.
yeah, exactly. So I will get all my stuff together now. Well, I sleep on decks because that's where my
Couches.
couch is. So I guess Frenier sees me getting ready, huh? And Xerxes is very deliberate when he's getting ready. He's got all of his stuff and pulling it together, and seeing her kind of catch his eyes, he'll just kind of whisper, but through the message spells, tell her, I'll be back. I'm going to go take care of that heist. I don't want the others trying to risk themselves, because after the meeting the other day, I think my brother and them are far more lethal than Amonhotep and Grimlock want to give them credit. At least if I get caught, I can maybe bluff my way out of it.
With reply of message, she says, "Alright, but make sure to take care of yourself."
And I will actually walk over to her and give her like a hug around the leg, because we've become kind of close, haven't we?
Yeah.
Like,
As you give her a hug around the leg, she picks you up and just gives you the wide hug.
Easy there, Mama Demon.
All right.
All right.
She puts you down again.
I will. I'll keep in touch. I mean, this isn't a big town, so if anything completely goes awry, somebody will know, and maybe I can come up with something. But I don't think it's going to be too bad. What is it to forge and steal a? Oh, I need my forgery kit. I run back over to my gear and grab it out. To steal and forge a map from a ex-pirate. Can't be too hard.
Yes, it can't be too hard. You'll do awesome. She bumps your shoulder with her fist.
Yep. Right as I'm going, yeah, sure. Okay, yep. All right. Come on, Kara. And little spider Kara will climb up my my armor. And I'll kind of throw my tarp over the bed and stroll off.
Alright.
The town pretty well silent. Or is the town pretty lively at all times?
It's very silent now. Like the only thing that walks around on the dock wards now are guards. Everyone else is pretty much asleep. Like the normal slave auction starts are completely abandoned. You can basically see on every part here, you can see a group of people that are on guard duty for their respective ships.
Awesome. Well, I'm just going to walk like I belong.
Mm-hmm. In terms of the marketplaces, like here and here, it is completely empty. The only player, at the registration booths, there are still people.
Yeah.
And what you also see is here at this smaller bar, there's also still people.
Okay. Then I will, like I said, kind of like I belong, be walking through, and if any guards say anything, I'll say good morning to them or whatever, trying to adapt to the types of greetings they use here. Are the guards nomads or halflings or a combination of different things? Halflings?
Yeah, halflings.
Okay. One thing, I've been around a lot now of the nomads. Have I noticed a distinct language used by them? Or
no, there is no distinct language on these in Planktown. It is all a combination of either Low Rockian, High Barockian, or Asharan.
Okay.
That they use.
Okay.
But you seem to see that the most nomads speak all three languages.
Okay. I definitely need to eventually learn at least a little bit of Low Rockian, but that's what we have Shrimau for.
Mm-hmm.
um, with it being so silent and it being a long time since Xerxes has been, I use the term vaguely, but allowed to just be himself, even though he's headed to do something a little frowned upon, he's actually going to take in the silence of a city around him, remembering his morning walks. And he probably gets into a stride like he used to, you know, that greeting everybody, saying good morning, and a bit of comfort as he says good morning to a guard, or maybe he's munching on his breakfast and passes off what he has left to somebody that looks like they need it. Just he fades back to pre-murder Xerxes, for lack of better words.
One of the guards, as you pass him by with a good morning, turns around and says, "Good morning to you. Can I ask why you're in such a good mood?"
It been a while since I've been in a place where I could feel comfortable. Cities are my kind of place. And just, if you wake up, I've always thought, and my uncle's always told me, that if you wake up with a smile on your face, things are already good.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can account for that. Your uncle is a wise man.
Not bad for a dwarf, and I kind of chuckle.
Have a
do
great
you
day.
know?
Oh, sorry.
Do you know, sir, when the Admiral Samwise, when he gets up functioning, or is he up at all hours?
I honestly don't know.
All right, well, I'll look into that.
Changes from day to day, but he doesn't sleep a lot.
Well, he's got a lot to look after.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Praise be the prophet.
I just kind of grin and give him a little wave. Not sure what to respond with yet. Then I'll mosey on. And what plank do I know I need to go to? Is that the living plank?
Yes.
Okay. So I will head that way. Make sure I get out my little pass that I purchased. Although I kind of want to test and see if anybody has started to recognize me, if word got out of Samwise's brother, but I also don't want to raise too much of a fuss.
As of now, not that much. Keep in
Yeah,
mind that it's only been like a couple of hours.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It was like 10 p.m. when we were doing everything before. So I'll get my little pass to the living planks out that I purchased before.
As you come onto the raft that leads to the living planks, you see that you already saw, but the bar, the mini bar, is still open, and the people there pretty drunk, and it's like, "Hey!" as they point at you, "Another all-nighter! Come join us." Come join us.
No, I appreciate it, gentlemen. Just out for a morning stroll. I don't drink, but here, and I'll sit. There's 3 of them there.
Mm-hmm.
They're drinking. I will set down 3 Electrum in front of the trader there, and just kind of lean in and make sure these guys at least get to a safe raft or something.
Trader nods. All right, everyone. A last drink, then we'll close down. Oh, thank you for the drink.
Hey, anytime, guys. I kind of pat him on the back, and these are all halflings.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, you guys be safe. What's this bunch here?
Oh, that's just that's a armor shop, but it's closed.
Okay, I figured.
Like I'm not resetting the entire map for this, so like there's just 90% of what's on the map is not on the map.
Yeah, I figured. I just wasn't sure before because we had so many people active of asking what it was, but it gives Xerxes a chance to actually look on and go, oh, okay. Speaking of armor, the guards and stuff that are around, what kind of gear are they typically using? I figure it's stuff that's lightweight in case
Let's
they
see.
fall in the water.
Studded leather armor is what some of them wear.
Okay.
Let's see.
My brother didn't have any on, if I remember right.
Yeah, he didn't wear any armor, no. Let's see then. Arts doesn't wear any armor. Also doesn't wear any armor.
Well, we're in a raft city, so it'd be dangerous.
Also, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. They either don't wear any armor whatsoever, or they wear studded leather armor, as far as I can see from the sheets.
Okay.
Maybe I overlooked one sheet, but
yeah. Well, then I'm fit in a little bit in my studded leather instead of the half plate. Just without Grimlock, I was afraid of wearing something too heavy.
this time Ari isn't here; it's someone else.
Okay.
It says, "Good morning.
Morning.
Gonna see your pass."
Here you are.
Ah, it's pretty late to get back into the living planks, but come on, go ahead. Come in.
I was over on my ship. I wanted to go over a few things and then go get some sleep.
And those few things turned out into it taking a bit too long longer than you expected, right?
Hey, if you know many ship captains, you know that one problem becomes 10.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And with my crew, you never know.
Oh yeah, so hard to find good crew. This is why I stopped being a captain and went for this job. Much easier.
Oh, you were a captain before?
Oh yeah, most of the registrators here for the planks are former captains and decided to retire and take up this job because it's far less stressful.
Oh, speaking of Planktown, did it exist before Admiral Samwise came along, or did he build Planktown?
He built it.
Oh, so you all kind of came here after his creation.
Yeah. He had his own very successful pirate crew that he started about 3 years ago. After slavery was outlawed in Barak. And then we started forming pirate alliances because he had a very high success rate on his jobs.
Yeah.
And then he started gaining access to magic.
He didn't always have magic?
No. That come later.
Huh.
Was insanely lucky though.
Some of us are born with it, some aren't.
Yeah, and his magic powers became stronger and stronger, and eventually, we dared and started Planktown, bit by bit, plank by plank.
Yeah.
We needed the thing is in our home countries, there wasn't enough space, and the lords and ladies and all the nobility didn't want to let an entire armada of ships in. Like, we could have one ship dock in their docks, but not 12. So Admiral Samwise decided that we needed our own place to dock, and that's how Planktown was built.
Okay. I mean, sounds like it was built out of necessity more than, like, an attempt at causing anybody any harm or anything.
Well, thing is, of course, that with the banishment of slavery in Embarak, other countries followed as well. So we couldn't go. We needed a place to actually do the trade properly.
Is slavery outlawed everywhere?
Not everywhere, but it's increasing.
I'm from Umbrac myself, and just still learning a bit here and there as I go. So, pardon the question.
It is outlaw. Well, it was the first powerful lands that we found where it was outlawed was in Tylea. Then Umbarak followed, and because those two nations are very important,
Yeah.
other countries followed as well. Even the Sindorai Empire banished it, although as a
Which are the Sindorai? It doesn't.
it's the Blood Elf. They're basically the most powerful
Oh
nation
yeah, yeah.
in the world. But
Oh
they
yeah, I've
have
heard of them.
something else. They have a caste system, and basically they had they had slave caste, peasant caste, trademark
Yeah.
trade caste, crafting
Military.
caste, military caste, nobility caste, and royal caste. And their response to removing slavery was just that they removed the slave caste, and everyone else,
Okay.
and everyone that was a slave got promoted to the next worst caste.
And stayed there doing everything they were doing before because
Yeah.
they didn't know anything else.
So,
I understand.
they officially said slavery is outlawed for the people that were actual slaves. Nothing
Yeah.
changed.
Well, I mean, if you've been, in my opinion, sir, if you grow up in a society where you've been doing one thing your whole life and you are moderately taken care of, you get food, you get treated at least as good as can be, and then suddenly somebody comes up and says, "Hey, your whole way you've been raised and treated your whole life is gone. Good luck out in the world where you know nothing." That's rough on somebody.
Yeah,
It's
the
probably
administrator
why
nods.
the streets of Ambrak got so overwhelmed with the poor.
Oh, if you really want to see the poor, oof, you should go. I'm looking up the name now. I've got the name of my own city.
Nah, you've got a huge world, man. I understand.
You should go to Illyria. Oh man.
Where's Illyria? And I'll pull out my little map I have that
Hey,
I've been
look at
working
it.
on.
It's the city where you guys are heading towards with the large fleet.
Oh, and they have a very large cast of poor people.
Uh, basically, before we came around, it was the center of the slave trade in the entire world. But they
Is that where
rebelled.
Omarosa is from?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I recognized the name, but I wasn't sure.
They rebelled against it 3 years ago, when when it was officially removed, and since the end they got completely wrecked because the entire Sultanate force came for them, and now that entire city is only a piece of poverty-stricken. Hell, the last High Magistrate tried to reform the area so that they'd have a new form of business and modeling, and it went bad. There's so much hunger in this city that a angry mob ripped her apart and ate her.
I was about to ask if that was
Yeah.
Omarosa. Apparently not her.
Yeah, and basically, what I hear from my buddies that occasionally come there with ships is that all the ships always dock further away from the city and sleep on their ships because sleeping in the city isn't safe. All the
Okay,
rich people, there are no city guards in the city. All the rich people just have hired mercenaries to protect them because else the street gangs will just gang up on you.
okay. Well, that's great information to have in case I end up that way, and I'm
Oh
going
yeah,
to commit
my
that to
advice
memory.
is don't go there. It's not safe. But if you
You
have
never
to
know
get
where.
there, don't walk around alone. Don't go into dark alleyways by yourself. Don't trust anyone you meet in that city.
All right, do not be me. Gotcha. Well, I appreciate all your information. Wish I had something to give you as a Thank you, and I'm kind of patting
No
my
worry,
pocket.
I'm actually thankful that I get to speak to someone now. Like, not
Hey,
normally I just
are you
sit
usually here
here.
at this?
Sorry?
Are you usually here at this time?
Yeah, I have the night shift.
Oh well,
It's
I like to
normally
get
pretty
up and
boring.
enjoy the sunrise and stuff. And I'm going to kind of reach across. Is he a halfling or a nomad?
He's a nomad.
I'm Xerxes,
Uh,
captain of the Last Resort, Captain Silvertongue.
Xerxes Silvertongue. Alright, my name is Handel.
Handle. That's a great pleasure to meet somebody else that can actually hold a conversation.
No
Hard to
worries.
find.
Yeah,
That's what I like.
most of the people that pass here are like dead drunk, so I can't really have a conversation with them.
Yeah, you're better off not sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
For my notes here, would he just be the administrator to?
The living planks during the night shift.
I've been keeping track of all the good people I meet. Well, if everything's in order, then I'm gonna go try to get myself a little recuperation.
Alright, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna pass
To the
on
living
through.
planks.
The administrators and stuff, are they armed? Have I noticed? In case, or do guards just stay closer to them?
They are armed.
Okay, I wasn't sure as far as like if somebody tried to push their way through, what would happen. All right. Oh, that's where I come through at on here. Awesome. I wasn't sure the entrance place on this one before.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a sign for this little tavern or anything, or is it just a thrown together bar?
It's just a thrown together bar. Not really
Okay.
doesn't really have a name. What you can see is that most of the people here, like it's very empty now. I'll say
Yeah.
this I can do because it's easy. But just put them on the GM layer.
Yeah. You don't have to or anything. I understand. Just as I get close, is Michael?
Yeah, Michael is still.
Okay. I was.
There's literally
That's
only
cool.
one other bar guest here.
I wish I had your skill with Google. I have a hard time finding decent artwork, but I'm also not the most tech savvy. So as I walk through and I see Michael, I'll look at him and give him a nod, kind of a knowing.
Silvertongue?
Morning. Gonna go take a look around the living planks for a bit. You gonna be around, or are you gonna be going to bed soon?
I think I'll I think I'm going to bed next day. So
Okay.
probably a couple of hours when someone else takes over. I'm gonna in the morning I'll be in the actual morning I'll be asleep.
Okay. Well.
But if you
I'll
still
try
want to
to.
meet with me, he points at this house here. That's where I sleep.
Well, I won't wake you up or anything. But if you're asleep, I'll leave a note with your replacement. I'm gonna go
No, better wake me
take
up.
it. Okay. And does it seem like the other person is just drunk, or
The
because
other
I don't want?
person seems pretty sad and he's not drunk, but probably a sad drunk.
Okay, then I'm gonna get kind of to that edge of the bar and kind of lean against it a little bit, and see if I can get Michael to come over to me real quick.
He walks towards you.
Okay, I've got everything I think I'm going to need. Is there any last minute stuff? I'm expecting him to have stuff at least locked away or trapped. Do you know his schedule? I was hoping to catch him while he'd be still asleep or at least
Oh, he has
busy
to, if
doing something.
he's definitely at his house, because if he wanted to leave the living planks, I would have spotted him.
Okay.
So he's there, and I assume that Jack is sleeping.
Okay. Does he live alone?
He probably has some guards or slaves in the house.
Okay.
I don't know if There's definitely one guard that is guarding the entrance of his house, but I don't know what the rest is doing.
Okay. And just curiosity about him. You don't have to give me any huge details. I understand he was a friend and everything. Did he have any use of magic or anything like that that I need to be concerned about?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Well, you don't always show even your closest friends anything, but as agreed, I will bring you a copy. I won't try to mess with it or anything. I can give you my word on that. I'm growing to
Well,
like the people of Planktown.
I would have recognized it if it was a bad copy.
Well, even if I was to make myself a copy and try to somehow get the rest of it from you, that's not going to happen. I have no reason to do that, Michael. You took good care of Bullbug yesterday.
That's a mighty thing.
He wasn't cheap.
No.
But
I'm impressed you got him to work with you.
Sometimes you just have to even if they're a slave, you got to treat people like they're people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, he's not the brightest, but you treat him with a little bit of respect. And as far as I can tell, he's willing to bash any heads I need him to. And I told him to treat everybody here with kindness. That's why he's a slave that I'm allowing to spend his own money and everything. Hopefully, it was profitable for you.
Oh yeah, it definitely was. Now, if it was up to me, there wouldn't be any slaves here, but I keep to my people, and
you don't like slavery?
Nah, not my thing. I don't really like forcing people against their will to do something they don't want to do.
Makes sense.
It's more like I follow Heka's guidance and follow the prophet to a new home.
There you go.
Still remember the day the destroyer came.
Samwise told me I would have been very little when that happened. I'm still learning about our people, Michael. What was our homeland like?
Large, powerful, great buildings, cities that would take you days to travel through. We had like metal pipes that went through the entire city, and that you could enter vehicles inside those metal pipes to travel through the cities and towards other cities.
Vehicles like boats?
Something like that. We called it a lightning rail.
Oh. I'd definitely like to sit down and learn more from you whenever I get this done. I knew I came to the right person.
Yeah, well, he becomes a bit sad. It's like I was only 12 when I lost all those things, and I don't really think I can I can see them again in my lifetime.
And how many years ago was it? I, as you're very well aware, apparently turned 18 yesterday, but I'm not entirely sure exactly how old I was when I was found in Ambarak. Samwise said we were all just scattered.
Well, it's a bit hard to say because the calendar in this world is different from the calendar in our world.
Oh.
But if I were to guess, I would say 16 years ago in the calendar of this world.
Okay. And this is probably an odd question. I understand if you don't know or don't want to answer. Our goddess Heka, she came with the nomad people? Or was there already essence of her here as well?
Heka is a interdimensional god. Means he walks around in many different worlds. So
And
he might have already been here. But here, it's strange, we have discovered that he identifies as a she.
yeah, that's what
Whereas
I
in our
always.
world, he identifies as a he.
Okay, that's what I'd always known her as the goddess of magic. But
But I
I
think
never.
gods are, well, the old gods that we've learned of in the Asharan region do have a form of gender, but I think they have evolved beyond that form.
Mm, as much as I appreciate and idolize some of the deities, they're a very complicated group of people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Far beyond my understanding. Heck, I didn't ever have any real proper schooling other than a little bit of magic training.
I was going to be a wizard of heck, I was about to start my training at the at the uh, at the great university,
Mm-hmm.
but that then everything turned to shits before I could even
Yeah.
start my first lesson. And since then, well, I've been a pirate. Didn't really like the pirating stuff, and now I'm a barkeeper.
So you never learned any magic?
Nah,
Who enchanted your bar to know when it's people's birthdays?
ah, um, I had a friend of mine to do it.
Okay.
Was
I
some
wasn't
of
sure
you?
if that was something maybe Samwise did to keep an eye on people or.
No, no, no. Besides,
You like any.
the enchantment only says when it's someone's birthday when they cross the line, and
Yeah.
what age they are. That's about it.
Okay.
There's not much to spy on.
No, but it would get some numbers at least. I mean, heck, I didn't know. I had never had a birthday before because we never knew. So I definitely appreciate that, Michael. At least getting to know a bit of where I come from and finding out that I have people.
He nods.
Well, I'm going to go do some go take a walk.
Take a walk.
I'll
I'm gonna talk to this guy for a little bit. He's been
yeah.
dumped by. He discovered that his wife is cheating on him. Yeah, he needs a friend.
Yeah,
As Michael walks off
you have
towards
any
his only customer.
yeah, I was gonna offer to like get him a cup of coffee or anything, but I'm just gonna let them do their thing. Do I know which direction I need to be going? Okay, you
Basically
moved me
here,
off.
where it's like
Okay.
it's a very long long plank that basically you cross different houses in different areas. This is basically
Okay.
the biggest part of the town.
Okay, and you said this, like the pictures we see are a very small portion of the larger area.
Yeah.
Awesome. Did you make these maps?
Yeah.
Awesome, you did
Well,
a
I
great
didn't.
job. I could never.
I just ripped off assets and then put them together.
Well, still, that's awesome. I could never do anything like that. That's why my online games probably aren't as good because I use theater of the mind for everything.
Alright. I use theater of the mind more when I do real life games.
Yeah, it's a lot easier.
So this is where you're confident that it's the house. It's one of the
Okay.
biggest houses in Planktown. You even see that you see that there is currently one guard in front of the door.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like that is the only way over to it. And are these distant accurate? Each one of these blocks is 5 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. I know sometimes maps have to be resized for different purposes, so I thought I'd ask.
No, everything here is distance accurate.
Then I will kind of like somebody who is just for a morning walk, not realizing where they're ending up.
As
I'm
you
gonna
go
come.
across the bridge, the guard's like, hey, buddy,
Oh,
not
oh,
your
I'm sorry.
house.
Oh, somebody lives here.
Mm-hmm.
I
Captain
am
Jack Jack.
so Captain Jack Jack. Oh, oh, the Jack Jack lives here.
Yeah. And
Oh,
I
I've heard so
suggest
much
you.
about him.
Yeah, he lives here, and I suggest you leave now, cause he's asleep.
Oh, and I'll kind of lower my voice. I am so sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna. And I'll walk back across. Does he seem like he's like with my presence? Does he seem like he's very much on guard now? There in front of the door. Okay, I wanted to mostly get him to focus his attention there, and then I'll go across like I'm purposely trying to get as far away from the house as possible on the planks, and then I'll just stay down along here until I can get down to where once I cross back over to the other side of the plank where we can't see each other. And then I'll. There we go. You have the shadowing on, so yeah, I can't see him now. And I could. I'm not going to cast, but I'm assuming in my mind that there are invisible sharks everywhere, and I don't speak shark, so I don't want to take a chance. I will use my Fey touched Misty Step and go over there. So my once a day of that is gone. And I will also, once I get across there, and because I saw one guard, Michael told me there would be at least one guard outside, so I don't want to take a chance on anything. I will cast a basic level 2 invisibility.
Alright.
I know it'll go away if I get aggressive or anything, but this way I can at least feel a little comfortable.
I'll mark you with this to show that.
Awesome. And I wasn't told a room specific or anything like that,
No.
but I have in my mind to look for an office or some kind of den or something like that where if I was to store away a map where I would put it. So I'm going to be, is this a 1 or 2 story?
It's a 1-story house.
Okay, but it's one of the ones that's fully intact and the largest, so.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of short, so I'm going to have Kara out. Well, she's been out on my shoulder just
As a
if
spider.
a window is, if a window is too high, I'll have her crawl up and try to peer in a window. I do not have dark vision as a me, but I will look up the stats on spiders real quick. I don't think spiders have anything fancy for their senses. Web sense. Oh, they have 30-foot dark vision. Okay. And if it matters for you, her passive perception is 10. For purposes of anything like that. So I will, if I get to a window, just because I assume it's going to be dark inside, I will have her peer in windows with her 30-foot of dark vision. I'll look through her eyes. Just because it's a very narrow plank, it seems, I will hold on to the wall or put my back to the wall, some way that I can, with touch, sense that I'm stable against something. Because I don't want to take a chance of falling
into the stoner shark water.
Yes, especially like normally, like I'd scrape my leg on the way down and have to deal with them. That's a great way to explain to Grimlock tomorrow. They get greeted. He goes to feed the sharks, and oh man, we already ate. We ate this little dude.
And the spider, man.
And the spider. The spider put up a fight. The little guy, not so much. One's wearing my crown.
So when you pass here,
okay.
at this point, It's
Yeah.
hard with dynamic lighting to make windows.
No, it's
But
okay. I figured you'd tell me
there's a
where.
window here, and
Mm-hmm.
this room is lit with lights.
Ooh.
As you can see that inside, someone that is clearly a slave is basically is making copies of of books in a bookcase.
And is it a full window or is it just like a window frame?
It is a full window.
Okay. So there's no place easily to slip Kara inside.
Or you could try and pry open the window a little bit in the lower part, and then Kara could try and slip through.
Yeah.
But then
I will. Would it give away my invisibility?
No, but if you do a really bad check, someone will notice that something is wrong with the window.
Yeah. So I would have to pry it up. The windows don't like open inward or anything.
No, it's like a window that
Okay.
opens upwards.
Okay. So I can't like make it naturally look like it's. Can I see if that room that I'm looking at has a fireplace or anything?
This room does not have a fireplace.
Okay. There went that idea. So
this building
I
does have
will-
a fireplace, though.
Okay, the building itself has one.
Yes, so just specifically this room does not.
Okay. Assuming that a fireplace would go to either a kitchen or a living quarters of some sort, I don't want to really throw out a whole lot not knowing the outline of the building. If I misty step, I'll become visible. Yeah, I will wait until she or he or whomever the slave is. I will give them time to see if they have to go get something or if they have to go back to the shelf and put something up. And instead of I understand I'll probably have to pry it some, but I would want to find a time when I feel like I have the most chance to quickly raise it up and down. Even if it kind of knocks back down a little bit, I can scurry away a little bit if I need to. But I want to make sure they won't see it going up.
All right.
Take
then
advantage
I'm gonna ask,
of
how much time do you want to, a maximum want to take for this task to be done? Because you're waiting for a perfect opportunity, like that could that could take a while.
I'm willing to at least, I'd say 15 minutes. I'm willing to wait it out because one thing I've always tried to do with Xerxes is he can be very patient if he has to. Unlike his traveling companions.
Alright. Then I will, so 15 minutes and then, are you just gonna go for it or are you, just gonna
I will
leave
look for another option.
Yes. Then I will roll a d20 and that's how many minutes it'll take before you see a proper opportunity. 14 minutes.
Oh, so I'm getting ready to.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, it's like almost done, and the slave himself just walks away himself out of the room, and you can put in the spider.
Yeah, so I will. I'll take my tiny hands and kind of get just a little bit under the window, and since I'm sure I'm very much shorter than the window itself, and I will push up just enough for her to glide in. Oh, you made a spider token.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I'm gonna give you access to it real quick.
Cool. And I don't have
And
the
you can
stats
make
on
me
the paper.
either an athletics or a sleight of hand check with advantage as you try to pry it open.
It will definitely be sleight of hand. I don't want to try anything strength related, so advantage. 23.
Oh yeah, you open it without any problems, and the spider is in.
Okay.
Think you should be able to use the spider token now.
I can. Yep.
Yes.
And you already have it set up with her 1 hit point, so that's awesome. So she's on. Let me double check her speed. Her speed is 20 feet and a 20-foot climb. So if she has to climb up anything, she's good. So just going to head straight to that desk. Now, does this look like a slave's quarters? Like it's a little bit run down, or does everything in this town seem a little run down?
No, this does not look like a slave's quarters. This actually looks very neat.
Okay, like an office? Okay, because I saw the bed and wasn't sure.
On the desk, you see basically a large amount of writing supplies, and 1 open book, and a bottle of ink with a couple of feathers.
Okay.
And on the side, for the rest, not that much on the desk.
Okay. Are there drawers to it as well, or? Yeah. Okay, and this over here?
That's the closet with the books inside of it.
Okay, cool. Where they were getting other books and stuff from. So now that I've got it loosened a little bit, do I feel like I can get the window up enough for me to get in myself if I need to? Because I don't think Kara is strong enough to open any drawers or anything.
Oh yeah, you could definitely try that. With a 23, you could definitely open it up in a way that you could go through it too.
Yeah, and then I will, since that's a bed there, I will use it to soften my landing as I come through, stepping on it as softly as I can with my bare feet. And before I step off the bed, I will do that thing like, you know, when little kids are trying to sneak out of bed because mom and dad are still awake or something. I'm going to test the floor and see if it creaks or not. And once I feel okay, I'll... All right, so I will... You know what? I will no longer be visible, but can I target silence in this room? And it's a 20-foot square, I believe we had before, but I would like to place it where it won't affect outside the room, to the best of my knowledge, because that's all I need is somebody to come along, and I will post the spell. So I become visible.
You could do something like this.
Or... Okay. It being a little outside is fine, but just so that it fills the room.
It is a little bit outside, but it completely covers the entire room.
Yeah, that way I can, and then I will test it again. Of course, I wouldn't be able to hear it anyway, but just making sure. And I will send Kara over to this door. She can't alert me, but I assume she can still telepathically alert me with the familiar connection. So I will then hurry over here, and I don't want to take anything, as much as it's against my nature, I don't want to take anything that looks like it'll be missed. So
what you as you look
just
at
a quick scan on the papers.
Alright, as you look at the books and the writing supplies, you can see that the slave was working on translation books. So this book is a book about the it is called Chaperone's Guide to Hunting Daves. And it's written in strangely enough, you recognize it as the language that Vernier speaks originally when she came here. And the other book is a translation of the original book.
Okay. much as I'd like to sneak that for Veneer, I better not. And I will very delicately, I'd like to investigate the drawers to make sure they're not trapped or anything.
Go ahead and make an investigation check or an arcana check, depending on if you want to look for magical things or for
I will
mechanical.
do both if I feel I have time, but we'll start with the
It'll take
regular
double as much
investigation.
time though if you do it like
Okay.
that.
I will start with the regular investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was on advantage. Roll normal. Looks fine to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then seeing this doesn't look too bad on me, I will go ahead and do the Arcana check as well, taking a little bit extra time. A little better.
No magical traps as well. That did cost you, this entire thing did cost you 2 minutes. So you have now 44 minutes left on your invisibility.
Invisibility dropped, I cast Silence.
Oh wait, I thought you had the...
oh yeah, I do have that. Never mind.
The feat that you get the double cast.
Yep, I totally forgot about that. So, and I've got 8 minutes left on Silence. Yes. Awesome. This is what I like when it gets down to the delicate parts of it. So I will go ahead and just in case, because of being as paranoid as I am, I will slowly pull on what would, I guess, how many drawers are there on each side?
There are 2 drawers on each side, so 4 total.
Okay. So I will start top left, which is usually like a smaller one on most desks, but...
The top left one is empty, but the way it looks like it, you assume as you're looking at the desk, is that's where all the writing supplies were left when not using the desk.
Okay. I will ask a quick question, because being a wizard, I know what inks for arcane writings look like. Does this just look like mundane ink?
On the top, it does look like mundane inked.
Okay. I'm not going to take the time to investigate it, but just looking it over, I immediately thought, I wonder if those books are magic, and then went back to what I was doing. So I will go on to the top right drawer. I want to do the smaller ones first.
As you the top right, as you open that one, give me a sec, it's on another page.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. Too many pages!
That's what you get for having everything so detailed.
In that one is are 3 small vials with sort of white oil inside of them.
Okay, I will note that and kind of trying to figure out what I would perhaps have to roll to fight off my natural instinct to just take something I want, because that's very much what Xerxes would do, and I know that's why you put stuff there. He'll, thinking whoever might not miss one, I will take part of my scarf, just in case there's some kind of whatever on the outside of the bottle, because I know what I would do. I will use my scarf to grab one of them and slide it into one of my pouches if possible.
No problemo. You have 1 vial of white oil.
Okay, I don't want to take all of them, because that would be a lot more obvious than one being gone. We will go to bottom left, and I'm closing the drawers back when I'm done. And I figured you knew I was, and these are just white oil as far as my notes.
Yeah, unless you know what white oil does, then it's just a small vial of white oil. Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea. I can pull with it later. It just got Xerxes' curiosity going a little bit.
Alright. On the down, the lower left is a small book.
Looks
like a cooking book. They
Okay.
turned different recipes for fish.
I
Kind of make
was gonna say
puffer fish.
how to serve nomad. It's a cookbook.
As well as like some of them have like notes in it like, no, smoke them. Don't bake them.
Okay, that's something that would probably get noticed if it was gone. So I'll slide that back. As great as it would be to take to our chef for different things, they know what they're doing. So I'll go to the last drawer.
All right. As you open that one, it has it has a small collection of tooths inside of them.
Like teeth.
Yeah, teeth.
Okay. Like I know he's very focused on this, but I'm sure you know where his mind immediately goes. Like, aw. I go to take them at first, like, man, Satira will love these, and then I stop. Dude, I won't even roll because I don't know anything medical as far as like what type of teeth they would be. I would have no reason to know that.
No.
Do any of them look like larger, like they're more of a animal fang or anything, or?
It's for you hard to tell.
Okay.
So, it would require actual knowledge about them.
Yeah.
But they all look like the same size.
Okay, I have no reason to know what they'd be from, so they look vaguely humanoid, though. Okay.
But it could be an orc, it could be a normal human, could be a
could be a
dwarf,
nomad.
yeah, could be an elf.
I don't know this kind of stuff, so I will slide that back shut, put the chair back as it was, trying to get everything in its place, and I assume each drawer takes roughly a minute from my time to. Okay.
Yes.
So
And
I'm
this
down
here
to
is
40
basically
minutes.
this here is a bookcase.
Okay. Because it's gonna take a long time to go through each book to look and see if something's hidden in there, but I'm going to look for perhaps a book that. Are there dust on any of them or anything? I would look for one
They
that
all
looks like
look
it
very
hasn't
well
been.
maintained.
Okay. Well, I can always come back here, but looking through those, I figure will take some time. So I will scurry back over here, and I will. They closed the door behind them.
The door is currently closed, yes, but you can
Okay.
open it if you want to.
Is there a gap underneath? The spider could fit
yeah,
through?
the spider could go through.
Okay, I would first like to send her through to let me see if there's anything.
Alright.
Anywhere. Okay. Since it looks open, I will. Does it open outwards or inwards?
Inwards.
Okay. Relying on the silence then to hopefully catch any bit of a creak, I will open it just enough for me to slide through.
Alright.
And I will be in the same spot as Kara, but I will place myself. It's not letting me. There we go. Thank you. It wasn't letting me move up, I guess, because I hadn't opened the door. I haven't played in a game other than yours that uses the doors like that. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let's send her under the doorway across the hallway here. Is it dark in the hallway?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm touching the walls to the best of my ability using her dark vision to guide me, and I'll send her. I know I'm invisible still for a little while, so I will kind of kneel down against this wall just to, if somebody does come by, maybe they won't brush me going into those doors, and I will send her under the doorway across the hallway.
Alright. He comes in here.
Ooh.
You see Captain Jack.
I recognize that mini too. That's awesome. Do you know where that mini is from?
No.
That's Warhammer Fantasy. That is I can't remember his name. It's Captain something Ladle. But he's from Warhammer Fantasy. That's awesome. He has an entire crew of ogres in the story.
Ah.
Like the ogre man-eaters from
Yeah.
Warhammer Fantasy.
Yeah.
There's like 10 or 12 of them that all work for him because he's such a good cook. So
They
it's
have their
dark in there.
priorities on the right spot.
Well, they worship the Maw after all, and they gain powers by eating stuff. So why not?
All
So
right.
it's
At the
dark.
same time as the spider goes into that room, because the spider does have dark vision,
Yes.
the xerxes, with your passive perception,
Mm-hmm.
you pick up that someone here is coming to open this door.
To open the door at the end of the hallway?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will quickly, being still invisible, I will check the doorknob to Jack's room.
That one is closed or locked.
Locked. Shit. Alright, I will... I won't be able to go very far because I won't be able to see very far into there. But I'll lean down and look under the door, and I don't know your rules on it. I will try to Misty Step, being able to see through the crack at the bottom of the door. Just to the literal other side of the door if I can, because I can't see any further than that.
Yeah. I will say make a perception check to see if you can see enough to actually do a Misty Step.
Okay. That makes a total sense.
And that is enough to get you to the other side as you see,
Yeah.
as you hear the door open. Probably that slave is returning to continue its writing.
I was going to have Kara sit literally under the
But now
doorway.
Invisibility is gone because you casted a spell.
Yep.
The silence is still active. Do you want it to keep active now that the slave is gone?
Because they're probably going to go into the other room. I will drop the silence, so that's another second level spell down.
Alright, and currently no spells active.
Yes. And Jack is snoring.
Yeah, pretty loudly.
Well, that makes me then feel that if I were to cast silence, it would be a bad idea because his slaves expect him to be snoring. Being the smart thief there. So I will have Kara climb up on my shoulder and kind of be my eyes while I'm in here. I can't. It takes an action to look through her eyes, but I'm basically going to rotate between functioning and looking as I need to.
What you see in Jack's room is he also has his own office chair. It's his bed. This here is his closet, basically his clothing closet. Has a chest here in his room.
Yeah.
And a world globe. Right here.
I've probably never seen a globe before.
I
would think.
I'd say that the city of Umbarak is the biggest city in this entire world. They probably do have globes there.
Oh, when I was at the mages school, I probably saw one. I'm probably still impressed by it, though.
Well, from a distance, you can see it doesn't actually look like any globe you've seen before.
I will... Staying in one spot, I will test the floor. Does it creak like the other one did?
Yes, but a lot less worse than the other one.
Okay, so just because I feel in here I'm going to have to rely on my stealth, I will use my last second level slot to cast and to lean down and let me see what my components are for enhance ability is verbal somatic material, so I'm going to have to say something. But I'm going to get as far into that corner as I can, kind of turn my back towards Jack and wait for him to have one of his big snorers, and then quickly mutter the incantation for I will actually use a 3rd level, not a 2nd level, for enhanceability. And just in case, that way I can have advantage on wisdom as well. So I'll do wisdom and dex.
All right.
So I believe that's an hour. I will share it.
Yeah, gonna write it down real quick. Yeah, every spell that you have a timer on, I write them down with the timer on it, because in this case, actual time is important.
It is, and it's great to be able to do this and something that like my character is supposed to excel at, and not feel like I always try to. And you probably noticed me. I try to rush myself to give other people as much time as possible.
Yeah, no worries. You take all the time you need now. And which ones would you give yourself advantages again?
Dexterity and wisdom. That way, my passive perception maybe will help me.
Yes.
Notice.
Also, for reference, here I didn't put them on the map, and here are curtains covering windows. So the curtains are on the inside.
Cool. So I have a potential escape route, and I did notice before, at least on the side I was on, the planks were only 5 feet out from the window, roughly. That way I can give myself an idea if I have to misty step out or do different things, how far I can go, because I can't swim.
Yep.
Well, I don't swim well, was my explanation.
Also, if you're wounded in the water, that's bad, okay?
I am food. I love how creative you are with stuff. It makes the world feel like it's lived in. So I will fight my urge to immediately go to the chest, because I think that will definitely be something that's going to be difficult to deal with. So I will head over to the desk and try to look and see what I can find. Trying to, once again, wait till he snores, move a little bit. Wait till he snores, move a little bit. Timing myself, because most people, when, I could be wrong, but most people when they snore, it has a rhythm to it. So
I honestly have no idea.
Okay. I had an ex that snored so bad it was crazy. I'd sleep in another room most of the time.
I don't have that problem. Like, I have this sweet ability that when I lay in my bed and I want to sleep, I instantly fall asleep.
I wish I had that. I think I'm super light. I was a super light sleeper because I took care of my grandfather, and I had to be very aware for him because he had sleep apnea.
Oh yeah.
Which is where you stop breathing in your sleep. So for the last several years, he would actually sleep in the living room. So I'd sleep on the couch. He'd be in his recliner, and I'd spend most of the night half aware of him breathing. And if I'd hear him get real shallow or anything, I'd wake up. But anyway, I will sneak over. Just out of curiosity, as far as like the curtains, the desk, and everything, is it all good quality stuff, or is
it all looks very expensive.
Okay, and
this room looks way more expensive than the previous room you were in.
Okay, and Michael had told me that Jack was a former treasure seeker and former pirate and everything, so he seems to like to show off his wealth.
Yeah, well, definitely in his bedroom though.
Yeah, is he in bed alone? Can I tell? Okay. That immediately popped into my head. Maybe he has a lady. or a gentleman, you never know. Xerxes will then look at the top of the desk.
The top of the desk, even though the photo says something else, is completely empty.
Okay. Yeah, I figure you'll tell me if there's something on there. I don't judge just by the image. And once again, 4 drawers, or does this have
4 drawers? Okay.
Then I will go ahead and do my, like I did before. I will do an investigation to look to see if it looks like anything's. Let me close down enhanceability. I don't know why I was going into bio for that instead of. Out of curiosity, guidance is verbal and somatic, so yeah, I'd have to say something. I'm trying not to overuse so my usual ooh.
Seems fine to you?
Yep, absolutely. Then I will, as before, I will look for anything magical.
Mm-hmm. Also,
Same
doesn't
roll as
seem to
before.
be anything magical, at least on the outside.
Yeah. So I will, feeling comfortable with everything, I will start with the upper left drawer.
Alright. The upper left drawer opens up and you see empty pieces of paper on there, a bunch of writing quills, and 2 pots of ink.
Mundane ink, or would you
Yep.
like me to roll for this?
As far as you can see, it is mundane inked. Like,
Okay.
I'd say a wizard could spot it without a check to see what the...
I'm starting to run low on ink, is why I ask.
Mhm.
So I will go, since I don't want to move a whole lot, I'll actually go to the lower left this time so I'm not crossing back and forth in
Alright.
front of the desk. And I'm not just yanking it wide open. I know I checked and everything, but still, it's, in case it creaks, I'm trying to go slow as I can. And kind of lift up on the drawer so that whatever runners are underneath there doesn't catch or anything, if you get my drift.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to not use phrases you might not have, but it's hard to tell.
Alright, as you open the lower left, it shows a device in there that you haven't seen before, with covered in it. There's all sorts of little small balls, like probably like 60 of them underneath the
Is it similar
device.
to the thing? Is it similar to the thing I saw Captain Johnny Derp?
Yeah, basically
Because
yes.
I
Can you
was
see in
in the. Yeah, that was right before I left. I was still there with can't remember the name of the Minotaur.
Bulldog?
Bulldog.
But
I
yeah,
was still there.
the device looks
Bulldog was
like
the
this, and
first
it's the
ad I
same
think I
thing
was
that
wearing.
it's the same thing that Johnny Derp has on him.
Ooh, and as soon as Xerxes saw that thing before, he kind of wanted one because it was. He's still a kid at heart when it comes to that kind of stuff. So let's just because now we're fighting off the urge that is Xerxes to Xerxes. So he's actually going to try to take this, but I will use Mage Hand if I may.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case, because I don't want to physically put my hand on something, because I forget the actual term for it, but there are toxins and stuff you can put on something that don't hurt the metals or anything, but they'll hurt a person.
Mm-hmm.
So I will try to, even if I don't take whatever the balls are, because I might not know that they have something to do with it.
Definitely
But do
not,
they
because
kind of
you've
look like
never
ball
seen this
bearings
thing.
to me?
Yeah, they look like ball bearings, basically.
Why would he have a
Round
bunch of
ball
ball bearings?
bearings.
Why would he have so many ball bearings and this thing? So I would just try to take the pistol. I'll leave the bullets because I don't know their a use for it.
Mm-hmm.
All I saw was flame erupt from the one.
And you take the pistol with the mage hand and you put it in your bag.
Yep. Well, does that make sense to you that I wouldn't know?
Oh yeah, definitely, because you have no idea what a pistol is.
I have 1,000 ball bearings. Why do I need 60 more?
Mm-hmm.
So I will slowly close that back. Kind of proud of myself. Like, even if I don't get the map now, I have a thing. So I will try to, as quietly as possible, cross to the other side of the desk here. Out of curiosity, the chairs, they're just like a four-legged. They wouldn't have rolling chairs.
No, it's just a four-legged chair.
Like okay, I wasn't. My brain doesn't even compute like when rolling chairs. I know they had them like Civil War time era of the U.S. because they're like photographs, not photographs, but images of people sitting in rolling chairs, but I will go to the other side and stop and kind of give it. I'll have
Holy
Kara
shit,
with me, but
1849 they were invented.
oh
I
wow,
just looked it up out of
I'm glad
curiosity.
to. I love learning stuff like that, man. It's something cool to know, and I will kind of look towards Jack. Jack, does he look like an older gentleman, or
Yeah,
I know you said all ages.
he looks about in his 50s.
Okay, because you said Michael looked kind of average aged, and he'd
Mhm.
been around for a while. So, just anytime I see a nomad, I'm trying to compute like how do our people age, that kind of thing. It's a curiosity.
Mhm.
So I will start on the top left, and I will have Kara like as on my shoulder as prone as she could be, just stare, not prone, but as like prepared as she could be, just staring at Jack. Jack.
Alright, as you
Get
open
ready
the
to
top
mental.
right,
Hmm.
there is there are 3 vials of white oil in it again.
It's the same white oil I had
Yeah.
before.
Mhm.
There's got to be a purpose to this. I keep telling myself in my head, but I've got one. I know where there's some. It seems like there's something that there's plenty of. I'm not going to worry about it. We'll slide that one shut, and we'll go to the next one.
Alright, the lowest one is stuck.
Oh, seems locked.
Yeah, blocked.
Okay. And I will mentally to Kara, keep an eye on him, little girl. And I'm going to pull out my lockpicks and try to work my way through this.
Alright, go ahead and make a thief tools check. With advantage because of the enhanced ability.
Yep, using dexterity as the.
You've now used a total of 3 minutes of enhanced ability.
Yes.
So you still have 57 minutes left.
Oh, well, using dexterity as my attribute. Okay, because it asked which one.
Yeah.
Let me click advantage because I hadn't, but submit. I don't know why it didn't roll twice, but
20 is still good
Oh,
enough.
yeah. I was trying to figure out what the other 3 was. That's my proficiency.
At that moment, Kara gets a small scare as Jack turns around to the other side of the bed. I remember. As the thing opens.
Okay.
As it opens, you see that there are a bunch of keys inside of here. Total of, let's think. 6 keys.
Okay. I feel like these will be useful, but I also think, as an intelligent person, that if these are gone, that's going to be an immediate alert. So I will slide it back, and I will attempt to relock the.
What you see is that it auto-locks the moment you close it.
Awesome. So I go to get my stuff out, and I hear it.
As you, yeah. As you,
Okay.
look around a bit, and you're standing next to the globe, I would like you to make a wisdom save.
Gotcha. And enhance ability is only for skill checks, I believe. It doesn't. Whew.
Alright. As you look at the globe, you feel intense emotion going through you, and you almost feel like you're about to cry, but you gain the willpower to stop that, as you realize that this, as you feel nostalgic around this globe, this is a globe of the world that you were originally from.
Oh. So it didn't seem like a magical compelling
No,
to.
it was a pure emotional, a personal emotional
And then just thinking to myself at that, I'm like, oh
This might
wow.
be like the
But
last map or reference of this world left.
yeah, as much as I would like that, that would very much go noticed. Can I? Because most globes have like a split where they're put together at.
Mm-hmm.
Can I investigate or whatever you would want me to roll for this globe to see if it is perhaps being used as a containment device or
That would be an
like it?
investigation check.
Okay. Normal. Almost clicked. Just intelligence, but investigation.
There is something inside that you can open it up with.
Oh.
Seems to go quite smooth. Doesn't is also
Okay.
not. You're pretty confident that it's also not purposefully hidden, so anyone could have figured this
Yeah.
out.
It's not something he was intentionally
Yeah.
hiding or anything. So, but can I give it a once over before I left? I wanted to see if there's like any little wires across it or anything because it's very obvious, but that doesn't mean he doesn't.
You look around a little bit, and you're quite certain that there are no wires or secret mechanical traps, at least.
All right. Awesome. And my brain is running a million miles an hour, so I would think this time I'm not going to worry about checking for anything magical. It's just, man, I want this globe, but I don't have any way to get it out of here. So I will try to open it up to see what's inside of it. I will use the mage hand since it's probably lighter than anything else. So out of the corner of my eye, watching the bed and my kind of teal looking hand will reach out and try to
As
lift
you
up the top.
open up the globe, you see, you recognize these. There's probably one of your uncles used to smoke them. It is stuffed with a very expensive brand of cigar.
Okay.
The Coben
Sounds like
cigars.
sounds like something my uncle that was a bit abusive would have maybe smoked, or even my gnomish uncle that was a bit of a high spender.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing I would,
Like
and nobody in the group.
back in Mbarak, like these cigars would go for like 2 gold pieces a pop.
Yeah, and is there a bunch of them?
Yeah. It's too dark to
Just
actually count them, but it's quite a lot.
if I, well, like with my mage hand, could I take two?
Oh yeah, easily.
Because the idea is, man, Uncle Dalen would probably really like these. I'm just robbing this guy of like mundane stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna put two cigars, and we'll know in the future that they're the nice ones.
Yeah,
I'll put high
Coben
quality
cigars
behind it.
specifically, like the brands on them even.
How's
So,
that spelled?
I'll copy paste it for you in Discord in Roll20.
Awesome. Because I myself don't smoke or anything, so. Coben, gotcha. COBN, and that's their brand. Awesome. So I will put everything back as it was. Slide those two into like my actual backpack amongst like some cloth or something, so they don't get damaged.
Mm-hmm.
And looks like in this room, so I'm guessing I'm down to around 50 minutes now.
55.
Okay. And I will always like over guess. I'd rather say I have less than think I have more. So, but with
Also,
an 18,
Xerxes himself wouldn't specifically know how much time he has left.
no, I just wait for that urge where I feel
Yeah.
like the magic's starting to fade.
Mm-hmm.
I completely agree with that. Too many people go specific on the times. Now, if I had keen mind,
Like for the purpose of, for example, initiative where you have a 1-minute spell, then I'd agree with it. But when you have a spell that lasts an hour, like how many
yeah,
times in your life have you lost track of time?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Maybe if I had keen mind.
Mm-hmm.
So I will go up against the wall and over to the chest. I don't want to. Oops, I didn't mean to put myself on the chest.
No worries.
That was I figured you knew that would be an accident. And what I would like to do is, just because it's going to matter, is have little tiny Kara get over here. And I've seen spiders do it before where they can actually get a curtain to sway a little bit. I'm going to have her just get it open enough where I have a gap where if I got to get out, I've got a way.
Alright. Yes. No problema.
So it's just propped over a little bit. Just got to have those escape routes covered. And then, oh, you even have the armor class and everything for the spider. Awesome. We will go to the chest. And this is where I'm going to feel the most, like, anxiety building up and stuff. So let's... And I'm currently just concentrating on one spell, right?
Yes, only enhance ability.
Oh, yeah, only the upcast enhance. Okay, so... I'm going to just... Nah, because it covers way too much range, I wouldn't know exactly where they're at. I was going to cast Find Traps, but reading the definition of it, it just tells me there are traps. It doesn't tell me where. So I'm going to go ahead and, if I may, investigate this chest.
Alright, go ahead.
I haven't been rolling good on these, so let me make sure I'm rolling normal instead of at advantage. I've been having to jump back and forth a lot, so at normal, submit. Hey, that's better than it has been.
Seems fine.
Okay. And same routine as before, looking for anything magical. Looks good.
Yep.
So once again, with where I'm at like the side of it, I will be using the mage hand up and occasionally looking back and forth between Jack and the chest. This is where I'm getting the most nervous, I would think.
Yeah, because now you have to do the thief tools to try and open it again with Dex.
Yep. It's locked. Okay, so
who would leave a chest unlocked with valuables?
You know, I've played in D&D games, Yannick, where you go through an entire dungeon of power word kill traps and all this stuff. You get to the last treasure chest and you use up all your capabilities and find out it's not locked. So at advantage because of... And knowing my spells and knowing how loud I have to be to properly cast the spell, do I feel if I cast guidance on myself, I would be too loud that I may wake up Jack?
You can try and cast guidance with a stealth check to see if you can whisper it soft enough.
Yeah. So
but if you fail it, then there is a chance that Jack will wake up.
Well, either of them, I'm going to have the same stat roll on a straight Thieves Tools versus a, at advantage Thieves Tools versus an advantage Stealth. So if I roll good on the Stealth, it would have been good on the Thieves Tools.
Yeah.
So I will just go ahead and then roll the Thieves Tools. Public, I don't know why it's trying to whisper to you.
Well, in this case, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. Ooh!
The chest is still closed, and Jack starts moving a little bit. He's awake. He's like very he's not sleeping anymore, but he's not completely conscious awake at the moment as well. Like he turns around a bit and he's like trying to fall asleep again, but he's currently not asleep yet.
Yeah, well, as soon as he rolls over, then I would instinctively use my... Now, the reason I saved a second level slot, I will cast Invisibility.
Alright.
Like, as soon as he goes to roll over, I don't think there would be a question about it in Xerxes' mind. Go invisible. And then I just get as low as I can and wait. and I'm willing to, I would say, go every bit of 20 minutes just wasting my time on my enhanceability and invisibility if I have to. Just taking every bit of time I can to pray he either gets up to go take a morning pee or I hear a snore again.
Alright.
When I realized, man, I gotta get Chime out to teach me that spell to put people to sleep.
Alright. For this case, I am going to roll a D100.
Okay.
See how long it'll take.
That's how many minutes? Okay.
So, like, something will happen in that time. If it goes over the... So, if I roll a 53 or higher, then your enhanceability is gone.
Yeah.
If I roll a 60 or higher, your invisibility is going to be gone. But if we get to the point where your invisibility is gone, I will give you the opportunity to do something else as a solution. So yeah, both your spells run out, but you're like in the blind spot of Jack, as you're not invisible anymore. And like it was 4 a.m. and now it's like already like starting past 5 a.m. and Jack is like moving like, oh man, I nearly did take a leak. What are you going to do?
Oh, do I hear him say I gotta take a leak?
Yeah.
Then I will... Crap. Is the bed up off the ground? Does it look like I could fit under that bed?
Oh yeah.
Then I will... Crap. I'm running low on resources. I will wait for him to like stretch or do something, and then before he turns my way, I'm gonna just dive for getting under the bed.
Alright, go ahead and make me a stealth check as he is doing that.
Okay. And I no longer have enhanceability.
Nor invisibility.
Yeah. Whew.
Assume you take Kara with you.
Yeah,
As he steps out of the bed. It's already getting a little bit light now. The morning light is already coming up. He walks over to his desk and opens up the lower right one where the keys were in.
Yeah.
Takes them and unlocks the door. Walks out.
Mm-hmm.
And he's away taking a leak now.
And that's immediately roll out of the bed, get to the treasure chest.
Another thief tools check.
I had another plan that I was going to do, but I was going to shrink the chest and just take the whole damn thing, but that would be noticeable. Damn, I'm running low on resources. I will guidance, because now that he's out of the room, I will.
Nobody can notice.
Hecka, please help me. I love that, like, two people that follow the same deity cast and follow in different ways. It's so awesome. So thieves tools, still with dexterity. 13.
Still locked. So what I'll do is I'm going to roll a d6, and if I roll a 6, that means Jack is coming back, or he's at the door coming back. Else you get a new try. If you want to do anything else, he's not coming back yet. Next round, I will roll again a d6, and then it's a 5 and a 6, and it'll it'll go lower and lower until.
I'm going to go ahead, and I have to use a 3rd level slot for this. I will get an enhanceability going again, but this time it's going to be intelligence and dexterity, because I've been doing a lot of investigate and guidance and come on. I'm starting to get nervous because I've never really had to lockpick much before, because I've always had Chime Out, or actually with the group, It's been Grimlock doing the Thieves' Tools, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Or Satyr
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. So,
And
with
sometimes
guidance.
Amonotep just did it by brute
Yeah.
force.
Yeah, it hasn't been me. So I think I'm starting to doubt myself a little bit, but I'm going to try one last time. And if this fails, I may just take the whole damn chest. I may just and watch it not be in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Not strength. We were just talking about Amonhotep.
And now the chest is open, but then you discover that that investigation
Empty.
check that you made wasn't
Was
good
way too low.
enough. Yeah. And so the trap triggers. Let's see, as a needle comes out from different directions,
Yeah.
and a 25 will hit you
Okay.
as you take 2 damage. But I would like you to
If
make
there
a
if there's a saving throw, may I
yeah.
use my 19 portent, please?
Oh yeah, that you
To-
make without any problems then, with the
That's what I was
19
saving that
portent.
for.
And what it was basically it did so much pain that you were like, the constitution save was there to make sure that you kept your breath intact and didn't scream out in pain.
It was very painful.
Yeah. It only did 2 damage, but it felt
Oh,
far
yeah.
more painful than the actual 2 damage
Yeah.
did.
Well, even though it was only 2 points of damage, I like to think even 2 points can very much hurt. That's how much it takes away from you. It doesn't stop the pain.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
So,
just a don't yell, don't yell, don't yell.
yeah, basically that. But
And
now the
I'm
chest is
not,
open.
and I've still got a little needle sticking out of me. I'm not gonna try to pull it out yet because I'm in rush mode now.
Yep. Let me check. Where is the loot? Oh yeah, there it is. The chest is filled with different sized coins.
Ooh.
1,000 copper pieces.
Mm-hmm.
200 silver pieces. 450 electrum pieces. 50 gold pieces. And 16 platinum pieces.
And they're just loose in there, or are they organized?
They are organized in compartments in the chest.
Okay. Then I will, knowing what is valuable and trying to go as quick as I can, I scoop up the platinum and as much of the electrum as I can, leaving some of the electrum there because that'll be something. If it's all gone, he'll immediately see it.
Yes.
So I won't count them out or anything, so I'm going to try to take about a third or half there, just roughly, of the electrum, and then I grab all the platinum because screw that guy.
Yes.
I know what's valuable other places, and I've spent a lot of money on this in this plank town, so. But no paperwork or anything?
No papers.
And you can give me an exact number on the electrum later if I get out of this. So I will just make a quick note on my treasure that I have 16 plat. And then question mark, electrum. I'm so glad I'm not the only person that uses electrum, and I love your reason behind it.
And now, as some time has passed again, I will roll a d6 again, and now on a 5 or a 6, Jack Check is coming back.
Okay.
You see that the door here is moving.
Then I'm going to take my exit route.
Alright.
And out the window. Taking off another spell slot. I am down to just a couple. I've got most of my level 1s. Okay. I've got all my level 1s. So I got 4, 1, 1 left. Okay. And that other window would have been roughly here.
Yeah, it's
thereabouts.
yeah, but that's also
So
like that's right next to Jack's bed.
yeah. But knowing I didn't have a chance to look through the book chest, and
No,
I
for
can
him
always
the closet was his clothing closet, not a book chair.
okay. Oh yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah.
Man, I wanted to steal a pirate hat. I can get it later.
Yeah.
I like this hat. So I will sneakily, and I can always come back again another time if I feel I'm getting to. That's why I'm trying to just take a few things here and there that will be useful at a later point, because I think Xerxes is smart enough to know when you need to call it quits and go back later. Now that I'm outside, where is the needle at? And is it in my chest or?
It's like sticking out of your nose. Like
So I will.
it's like high. It's like halfway in.
Now realizing I like cross my eyes and look at it, so I'm just gonna slowly try to pull it out. Maybe take a point of damage if it's barbed or anything.
Luckily that it's not, but you like see like that way with the blood, you can see that the needle was like halfway penetrated through your nose.
It was almost into my nasal cavity.
Yeah.
So I will take like a little piece of paper cloth or something and wrap it up, because realizing, you know what, that's a neat little way that it's done that just deals an immense amount of pain instead of necessarily being poisoned or anything. That's really cool. And that looks like a door?
Yeah.
I'm coming up on. So we'll send Kara ahead. And I've still got my last enhance ability up for. It was a
You
restart
currently
on
have
that.
54 minutes on your last enhance ability.
Yep. Unless I cast a 4th level. Such a good spell, though. So I will see if there is a crack under the door or the door frame or above it or anything for Kara to, or if there's any windows through here.
Let's see. On this side there are no windows, and this door is pretty much better sealed than the other doors because this is the
It's
outside.
Knowing that guard was down by the front door, I will get here and then I will use Kara to just be a spider, going down through here, seeing if she can see any windows or anything.
On this side there are incorrectly, yeah, 2 windows. Here.
Okay.
And here.
Okay. I'll have her get to the first one and climb up the wall and look in.
Here, and I'll move you on the map, but you're not actually on the map, so you can look inside. Because it's also a well-lit room, because the fire is still on.
Okay, that's where the chimney goes to.
Yeah. But you see one guard also awake in this room, and he's getting a foot massage from one of the slaves.
Okay. And this is not the same slave that was in the other room?
No.
Okay. And both windows go to there. Doing the math, that's probably the door to the hallway. That's the door to the front, I think. This down here is a window?
Yeah, also a window.
Okay. To the front. Okay, so meaning whenever I was at the front of the building, even though I was across the little gap there, were there any other windows along the front of the building or just that one?
Yeah, there are 4 windows to the front of the building.
Okay, a bunch up front. So I don't want to go down that way because I know somebody's in there. So I'm going to, and not running because it would hinder me, but speed walking because I want to get stuff done before it gets too light out and people wonder why this strange nomad is wandering around the outside of an important person's house.
So here is also another window, only the curtains are closed.
Yeah, that was the window into Jack's room.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are three windows
I
into
will.
Jack's room, but only one is currently able to see
Yeah.
through because the curtains
So,
are
yep.
that is the one you opened the curtains of.
Yep. So I ducked underneath that one, but I will have Kara scale up and just peek in to see if Jack went back to bed or if he.
He went back to bed.
Okay.
You can't tell
But
from here if he's back asleep, but you can see that he's back in his bed.
yeah, I know that he is at least back in there.
Yeah.
So feeling that would be a potential way in, and knowing that this door back here leads right into where that slave and guy where I'm going to start working my way back down this way and having Kara once again peek in the window where I saw that slave working on
The translation
book.
book.
Yeah.
And he is currently still working on it.
Okay. Is he a halfling or is he
A human?
human? Damn. Done with that idea. I was going to try to disguise myself. Ooh. No, that won't work. So I will come back down here, and you said there were multiple windows.
Mm-hmm. There's one
there.
here, one here, one here, one here.
Okay, so this one roughly there is where I feel I hadn't been in because I went in this room here.
Yeah.
So I think those all lead to that room.
Yeah.
So I will send her down to the one window I
Here's
had.
another window, but here's another window, but here's a curtain in front of it.
Okay, so I'll send her to the other one, the one
this
that's
one
kind
here
of
is open. And if you as you look through it, you can see this and this room is also well lit. You can see one of the guards here just sitting on a chair, and the other slave here preparing breakfast.
Okay, so I'm starting to feel that other than, I guess, what would maybe be here, I have...
I didn't see your ping, if you pinged anywhere. Oh, yeah.
I think that's the only spot I haven't gotten to see into. Oh, no, that's the back of the wall here.
Yeah.
That would be the... Okay. I was... Yeah, because the black continued up where I couldn't see, I thought the building went way up here. Just got a message. World of Darkness game be delayed an hour. Okay, cool. I have plenty of time. All right. So, just mentally mapping out the house here. We have Jack's room was here. This was that hallway. This was a room with a closed curtain. This was that slave's room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right there. So, and I can communicate with her up to 120 feet.
Oh yeah,
so
I'm going to do anywhere on this map probably.
Yeah, I'm going to stay where I'm at, and because I can't really get into that area there. Is this door here open or closed?
Can you
ping again?
Ping again?
I don't want to click the door itself and accidentally open it, so.
That door, well, the door is closed currently.
Yeah. But I will send her over, just kind of, she'll say, I moved it straight over there, but she'll move along the wall, along the baseboard, kind of, and see if there's anywhere she can slip under or wait for somebody to come. Okay. So that's the only room I'm curious about is that one there. So I will have her, scurry, and see if there's any way for her to slip under.
There's one guard sleeping there.
Okay. And
this guard is a nomad, by the way.
Okay. And I didn't get to see what the water dancer did before, so I don't know any of their abilities or anything. Correct. I just know there's a nomad sleeping in there. So I will start getting a little bit slower, and then I know she can't open anything, but let's have her creep around look at the desk, look at different things to see what she can.
The desk is empty.
Okay. At least on top.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the closet looks like another clothing closet.
Okay. Anything under the bed?
Dust.
Okay. And a
And
spider for a few seconds.
and a pair of boots.
Okay. Just look like regular old boots.
As far as Kara can tell, yes.
As far as Kara can tell. Because detect magic is not touch, so I can't cast it through her. I know I'm overlooking something somewhere. Just going through all the things I've seen and where something may be. Do I know, as someone who uses detect thoughts a lot, if somebody is sleeping, they still get the ability to resist it and to know somebody looked into their mind?
Yes, that would still trigger the saving throws.
Okay.
I think the
Well,
only I think the only saving throw that you automatically fail when you're sleeping are dexterity and strength.
Okay.
Charisma, intellect, and wisdom still, and constitution still trigger.
But somebody that's sleeping may, just going through what Xerxes would think, they may think that it's part of the dream. As far
That
as
is possible.
Okay, so I'm knowing that I am limited on options and thinking I may have to come back another day. I'm gonna head back to the window where I can't think of his name. Jack room was. So I will dismiss Kara, just poof her back to me with fancy familiar magic, and knowing that my time is short, I will get over there to peek in where I can see Jack and just go for some information gathering. I have that 1/6 portent left to maybe, and I'm using my 1/4 level spell slot, and then after that I'm out of high level spells.
All right.
I'll have 1/3 left, but I will use the 4th because let's see if upcasting detect thoughts matters. I don't know if it does.
Does it do a... No, it does not. I don't see anything about upcasting. So.
Nope. I just wanted to, just in case, even though I'm being forced to upcast it, I wanted to make sure. The Discord message. So,
right.
I want you to take the present creature in this way. You can read its thoughts for the rest of the duration. And also use the spell. You can use its action on its turn to make an intelligence check untested by your intelligence check. If it succeeds, the spell ends. Okay, so he can force me out of his mind.
He has to make a wisdom save, but you forced him to roll a 6 on the wisdom save. Yep. So he fails the wisdom save.
Okay, I didn't know how wise he was, but I didn't want to take a chance. And this is going to be one of my last things. Just get in his mind. I'm not looking for any other details or anything. If you can allow me to just be looking specifically for the location of the map, or if he in his mind knows the map, I will look for that.
Alright, so I'm gonna say, because he can make an intelligence check to get you out of it.
Yeah.
You can look for one thing for free, but after that he gets the intelligence check.
Okay.
So you can choose which one you want to prioritize.
Okay, we will prioritize the location of his part of the map.
Alright. The chest had a fake bottom.
Okay, that's already what I was thinking, so that at least confirms that.
And if you... And now he's going to make an intellect check.
Yeah.
Try and force you out. That is also DC 17, I believe.
Yeah.
The creature uses its action on its turn to make an intellect check contested by your intellect check.
Oh. So
Yeah,
versus
pure
mine.
intellect, yeah.
And I still have enhanceability for intellect up.
You have to beat an 18.
Ooh. Gonna be rough. Not a save, just an intelligence check.
Mm-hmm. Which in your case is this
23.
23. All right. Now you want to know. Now you want to know the rest of the map, right?
Yeah, if he knows the map.
He knows the hint. That like he doesn't have the map memorized, but he knows what to do to find the proper X, because the actual map has a wrong X on it. So now, if you have a copy of the map, you could find where the treasure is.
But I promised Michael I would not.
Yeah, but you can if you want to. If you change your mind, you can definitely do that.
So now, knowing I have 1/3 level spell slot back.
All right. And do you want to keep? Do you want to keep looking in his mind for?
No, it would alert him.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go surface thoughts, because then I think maybe with surface thoughts I could feel when he's going to start waking up. Maybe.
Well, he is awake.
Okay.
From his surface thoughts, like he was trying to get back to sleep again, and he thinks he's having a massive headache or a migraine attack.
Okay, so I will just leave it at surface thoughts so that I can, maybe that'll push him to, man, I need a glass of water, or I need to go see a healer, something like that. I'm just going to keep it at surface so that there's just that pressure.
Alright, let's see.
I know it doesn't actually do anything like that, but I like the idea of when somebody's digging into your mind. It's like, man, this sucks.
I'm going to roll a d12, and if he rolls, no wait. He's gonna do that for a bit longer. It's a 1-minute spell. I'll say that each dice is if I roll an 8 or lower, then he's going to go away to get a glass of water. If I roll a 9 or higher, then your detect thoughts is gone, and he's like, oh, the headache is gone.
Okay.
But I'm gonna roll it on a d20.
Okay.
5.
Ooh, yes.
So yeah, he's walking off to get a glass of water.
Okay. And I will test the window, because I'm low on my options now. So can the windows itself slide?
It's the same type of window as the previous window, so you can either make an athletics check or a sleight of hand check.
I'll do sleight of hand with my enhanceability dexterity still up. I will take the extra few seconds to mutter to Heka, please, I'm trying to do this to gain knowledge. What am I rolling? Sleight of hand? 24.
Alright. Fun, so you can get it.
And this is, now it's speed and alertness, to land on the bed, run across. Being like, okay, that really sucks. So if I have to open it up again, making sure that maybe it didn't reload the needle, so like ducking a little bit so it'll shoot across the room or something. Just that precautionary. And looking for that fake bottom.
Yes. You do have to do another Thief Tools check, because I assumed you closed the box again to reopen it.
Yeah.
But this time, because you already did it once before, the DC is lower than it was before.
And I will take advantage of having my other spells up and stuff. It's just using all my capabilities. Now we're on speed xerxes.
Oh yeah, you make it. The arrows come out again, but this time I'll roll with disadvantage to see if they hit you. because you knew that they were coming and you were standing in a position that was harder. So the first one, 16, natural 1, so they miss.
Woo, that 16 would have got me. And without any portent dice left, I probably would have yelled. So I will go ahead and is it the map rolled up or is it?
As you open the fake bottom, I have to scroll to the right page. In the fake bottom, it is divided into 2 sides. One of them has the map or a copy of the map.
Yeah.
And it is scrolled up, and on the other side is a large amount of electrum pieces.
Ooh. So because I should have done this earlier, but I meant to. Well, I've got my world map, so I'm going to quickly, because I've been memorizing different people's handwritings over different times. I would like to use my uncle Rolgo's, the one that was an a-hole to me. His handwriting, and on the copy of the real map that I have, that's mine, that I was looking at earlier, I would like to quickly grab my ink and sign. Let me look up his last name real quick if I even had one for him. I'm totally gonna sell out my a-hole uncle on this. I know I had the list of the uncles somewhere. Oh, they're under treasure. Yeah, it's just Rolgo. So in common, I will sign Rolgo's name to it, and then in his handwriting put "Have a nice day." Roll it up, and I'll stick the real world map in that place and take, if I can, quickly all the electrum and the map. I'm taking the actual map.
All right. So the map and all the electrum. All the electrum together is 700 electrum pieces.
Okay. And I don't have the number from earlier, so I'm going to put that below it, 700. And odd question. In your world, what color is electrum?
Shiny blue.
Oh, very cool. In my world, it's like a metallic green, so that's really cool. I like that. So I scoop that up, and it's close that up, do everything, and it's time to get out of here.
Yes.
Back out the window, and I've got that 4th level spell slot that if I have to pop invisibility, I'm ready for it. But it's once again speed, back across.
You go through the window, you're like you close the window and you hear because you have a pretty high passive perception, you hear that Jack just entered his room again.
So I'm going to. I know that if I cross in front of the building, that guard will maybe still be there. But I don't know why I'm worried about if it's concentration. I will use a level 1 spell slot, please, to cast Disguise Self. And I would like to look as much like that the lady that was selling the flowers and stuff.
Alright, feed on.
And I take out my 2 pieces of coral, and I will lean down, not into the water, but close enough where I can get them a little damp, if I may. Or I'll use shape water. I want them to look like I just pulled them out of the water. And I will go, like, she seemed like a very bubbly personality.
Yeah.
So I will go ahead and dismiss Kara, just so that there's not why is there a spider on your shoulder? Wait.
There's something on your back.
And then I will come walking through, and seeing him, she'll act a little surprised and go, oh, I'm so sorry. I was looking for, these were in the, and I will be stuttering. Like she's very upset that she realizes she's in the wrong place, that kind of thing. I was look
Go
what
ahead,
I found.
make a deception check with advantage.
Okay.
As he looks a bit confused, like, where the hell did you come from?
Deception with advantage. Ooh.
Doesn't matter, Vidon. Just go away. Go
You,
back.
you,
Go
you,
back.
you
It's
don't
almost
want one?
no.
Okay, well, tell Jack I said hi.
Sure thing. And he's like
And I
walking
will,
the other way, like
yeah,
he's checking.
ignoring me.
Mhm. He basically sprinted a circle around the building.
To see what else was going on.
Mhm.
And I would have closed everything, locked everything behind me. I'm getting out of here now.
Yes. Back to the living planks.
And it's been hour and a half.
Yeah, I'd say, 1 hour and 45
So,
minutes.
so knowing before that these houses were empty, that's where I'll use to shift back. Like, I
Alright.
will be trying to avoid people
Mhm.
as much as possible. Like, I know that's a long area between the two, but I will at one point become Xerxes again.
Yes.
And come strolling up. Doo-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo.
That Michael is like cleaning up and is like almost ready to close down.
Got
Hey,
time for one
Silverton.
more customer?
Sorry?
I try to catch him when he's doing something. Go, you got time for one more customer?
Sure thing, always.
And I'll sit down. Got any fruit juice?
Yeah, I have some pineapple juice for you.
I've never had pineapple juice. I will set the rolled up map, like how somebody will just set stuff on the bar counter, and I just casually set it down.
Alright, so basically, alright, let me make you something then. Like he pulls out a pineapple and then cuts off with one blow, cuts off the with a knife, cuts off the top. Then basically takes a sort of knife and stabs it into the top and like starts
Juicing
it a bit and like carving a piece out of it. The piece that he carves out of it, he puts on a little plate and brings it in front of you. And then
What's
he,
this?
sorry,
I ask him, what's this?
pineapple, the part that you
Oh,
eat.
oh, I've heard of it before. We didn't get a whole lot of
Yeah. And now he
fancy stuff on
juices
my
up the
part.
sides, and then he removes the knife, puts a little straw in it, and then gives you like the full pineapple to drink out of.
Oh, ooh, that's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will just, like, without meeting his eye or anything, slide the map over to him and kind of softly, because it's just us there, but very softly say, I had to improvise. That is the full thing, but I was able to put the blame on somebody else.
He nods in approval as he rolls out the map and looks at it. Here you go. You can see how the map at least looks a bit.
Oh, you even had a map for it. And I will tell him.
And
I
now
don't
that
know.
you know with the information, the 1 is basically the location that's marked on the map, but the 2 is where the location actually is.
And I will very softly to him say, you know that is a false location. I had to look into his mind to find where the map was, but I gave you my word. I will not go after this unless you tell me to. This is your treasure, Michael.
Yes. Thank you very much.
I hope that if I ever need your help in the future, I can come to you.
Definitely, but I'm gonna have to retrieve some treasure and gather up an old crew again.
You get to looking for some muscle. My crew's always looking for work.
Sure thing. Maybe I'll take you up on that.
They're not like us, but don't tell this, but the big one, the big slave, he's actually pretty decent in a fight, and the lizard and the cat are two of the best as far as support I've ever seen. But don't tell him I said that. He'll get a big head.
He nods.
And I kind of tap the bar top. The scroll.
Here you go. As he hands you a scroll, a spell scroll of a 7th level spell, Regeneration.
Very cool. And that is a cleric?
That is a cleric and druid spell out of the top of my head. And also a bard, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. So I will just write that down.
So,
Generate.
you get, when you cast it on someone, they get 48 plus 15 hit points back immediately. And for every minute that passes, they regain 10 hit points and the spell lasts an hour.
Okay, is it concentration?
No.
Okay, it's well beyond my level, but it's something handy to have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to make a DC 17 intellect check to cast it.
But
because it's a cleric and you are a cleric, you can also do wisdom.
Okay. Mine are the same either way, so.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. I'll start digging for. What do I owe you for the pineapple?
With this map, it's on the house.
I appreciate you. You're gonna get me wanting to stay here in Planktown like that. Not a drinker, but if you can keep the juice flowing and keep Bullbug happy, I'll be around.
Next time I'll make some apple juice for you.
Apple juice, I like.
And he just now I'm going to bed.
Yeah, go ahead. And I'll actually like to get my brain. I can't think of the right term to like calm myself down from everything. I'll actually walk around and be like helping him clean up a little bit.
It's basically like just putting some chairs on the location, and then
I'll prestidigitate the tables and stuff, and just help out.
It's like done within 5 minutes, and then he goes, and then he says, "Thank you very much, Silver Tongue. I'm going to sleep."
You go get you some sleep. You deserve it.
Yes. Long day.
And probably, since I got up so early, I'm probably a little tired. So I will go somewhere that I can, maybe back to the ship where I can get in a short rest.
Oh yeah, the ship is still. The ship is. It's still like as you return back to the ship, it's like it's now 6 a.m. or something. As you Fenrir is still on guard duty. She, as you come back on the ship, she picks you up and gives you a hug again. I'm so happy that you're back.
I'm here. Does she see the the spot on my nose?
Not immediately. Her passive perception isn't that high.
Okay. But I'm sure maybe once she picks me up and we're face to face.
Like, oh, that looks painful. What happened to you?
I didn't see something and it poked me. And I will unfold the little paper. And while we're doing this, I would like to say to her, I don't know if this will matter much, but in one of the rooms I went into, a slave was doing some translation from a language that you had shown me before that was the language of your land.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a reason why people, I guess you came here, so there's obviously a reason why various languages would get scattered or anything, but is that something like secretive of your people that we need to try to go get, or?
Depends on the book.
And I will tell her
the name of the book.
Yeah.
You still remember what the name of the book is?
I'm trying to find my notes. I typed it down. It was. I can't find it. Crap. So I go to tell her and I go, shit. It said Davy or David or something on it.
Oh, I know that. I know that book. It's is it Chaperone's Guide to Hunting Daves?
That's it.
Well, it is an important book from where I'm from, but it is also a mass production book.
Oh, so it's not something that has like your people's secrets in it or anything.
No. I read it
Yeah.
multiple times when I was younger. I
Oh.
have a copy of it back in my home. It's a very important book because when I was a little girl, monsters named Daves came to our world from outer space and completely destroyed the most powerful kingdom in my homeland, and it did a lot of damage to the other kingdoms as well. It killed in its first attack. It killed 5 gods, and because of the disaster, the goddess of death was born out of all the slaughter that the Daves caused, and empowered a group of champions. One of them was Chaperone, to defeat the Dave invasion.
Oh.
And after that, Chaperone wrote a book on how to deal with Daves, and it's basically the most popular book that we've ever had in where I'm from.
What's the name of the land you're from? I'm trying to piece this together. It doesn't sound like we came from the same world, does it? Like the Destroyer and the Daves don't line up as the same beings.
No, like how she describes the Daves is like
Multiple creatures.
for your Warhammer mind, she basically
Yeah.
describes Tyranids.
Okay, makes absolute sense. And giant
And
bugs.
whereas like the Destroyer, the Nomads describe the Destroyer as a dark Eon. If you
Okay.
get that reference, like
Not really, but I get.
a pure energy based star monster, but instead of it being blue, it's black.
Okay.
So it's a very different
That makes
description
sense.
of the two.
Okay. Well, I will just like take my little rest and sit up here with Vernier and just kind of have a chance for us to just sit and swap stories and talk. Like listen
She
about her
basically
homeworld. And
she tells you all about the Daves. There are multiple types of Daves. There's a drone Dave that goes around and tries to poison people. One thing that she tells about the Daves is that she read from the books is that when they are ganged up as a group, they actually become it's something they call hive protection. And the more Daves are ganged up together, the harder it is to actually injure them. So in the description, basically, if you have 2 Daves next to each other, they all both get a +1 to their AC.
oh, that's really cool. Is that your creation, Yannick?
Yeah.
That's really
The
cool.
reason why they're called Daves is because they can't talk, and the players that first discovered them decided to name them Daves. So now Daves is
I
just
figured
canon.
it was something.
Yeah.
That's really cool. But I'm actually listening to this and like working this into like my knowledge and stories and stuff. I'll just sit there and listen to her talk about that, talk about her kids, because I know she enjoys talking about her children, and just get her to a comfort place because we've been so on guard since we got to Plaint Town that I'm just gonna let her take some weight off of her shoulders, and we'll sit there wherever she's at or on the couch or whatever. I'll just kind of lean against her and let her open up, you know. Let her get some comfort while I'm putting together like a jelly sandwich or something.
She speaks for a while, and with that, as you take your short rest, that is where we'll end today.
So.